Hello, UpLit Reads. Today we are launching 12 Authors of Christmas, and our first author is the wonderful Kristy Woodson Harvey. Hi, Kristy.
Hi. Thank you all so much for having me. I'm so excited.
We're so happy to have you. And there's Ashley. Wave, Ashley.
Hey.
Since Ashley needs to get on here more, this is Ashley. So for our fun questions for Kristy, we just want to have some fun, get to know you with just holiday questions.
I love it. I'm so excited.
So our first, we're going to do a little quick would you rather, and we'd love to hear your why you're going to pick it. So the first one is, would you rather live in a gingerbread house or in the North Pole?
Oh, definitely a gingerbread house, for sure. I don't like to be cold, for one thing. I feel like a gingerbread house would be so cozy, and I love to eat gingerbread. So I could just like snag on my house, right? Is that allowed?
We kind of guessed that you would get the house one anyway because you like to like decorate.
Yeah, because exactly.
So I feel like your house would be like boom, boom, boom. Like
it'd be
totally.
like, gingerbread chic. That's a new like genre, right?
I love it. I would go to your house.
Okay, so for
go, Ash.
would you rather ride the Polar Express for a night or in Santa's sleigh?
Oh God. I mean, this is a hard one. I think I'm gonna have to say Santa's sleigh though. I mean, the Polar Express would be so fun, but I feel like Santa's sleigh is kind of, once in a lifetime situation.
Yeah.
You can learn a lot of secrets to the magic, the whole thing. Yeah.
I agree. Okay, would you rather eat a candy cane sandwich or drink candy cane milk? Is it like bread with like candy canes in it? Is that what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say the sandwich, even though that does not sound that great.
Okay.
Because I don't like milk, like at all. It like really.
Okay.
I just don't. I can't do it.
Okay.
I'm so glad that I'm a grown up now and I'm allowed to get alternate sources of calcium. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, my mom made me like hold my nose, drink the milk. I mean, she made me do it. I just hate it. And my whole life though, I was like, well, I'm lactose intolerant. Like clearly, like that's why I have such an aversion to milk. Nope.
No. Got
allergy tested. I am, and it's not even like I'm not lactose intolerant. Like, they give you like all the level numbers. I am like 100% zero sensitive to milk, cheese, ice cream, like anything dairy. I am like green light, can eat it. And so I don't know. I just don't like it. It's weird.
You like dairy?
So is it?
No, I mean, I like cheese. I like cheese. Okay. Yeah. So that's good. I mean, because who would, it would be awful to be allergic to cheese. That would be terrible. But I don't know. There's something about milk. I'm just, ugh. So a sandwich it is. Candy cane sandwich all day.
Okay.
Could it be like brownie bread? That would be really good.
Ooh, that would
brownie,
be good.
Candy cane brownie.
Okay.
That does sound good. Would you rather meet Frosty the Snowman or the Grinch?
I think I'm gonna have to say the Grinch. Like, I know he's terrifying, but he is like one of my favorite literary characters of all time.
I agree. I think that'd be amazing.
Depends which.
But is it Grinch? I was gonna say, is it Grinch small heart or big heart?
I am one of those people, like I would be Cindy Lou Who. Like, I can save him. I'm gonna make him nice. Like, I probably small heart Grinch. Like, I'm down. I'll do it. I'll go.
I'll
go to the top of Mount Crumpet. Yeah.
Okay. I can see you like dressing up as Cindy Lou Who. I can.
I actually have a Cindy Lou Who wig. It's pretty great because I dress up as Cindy Lou Who when it's Dr. Seuss Day at school. So.
Okay.
You should have worn that. We need to
start.
I
know.
I should have. I didn't really think about that being like Christmas related.
If you would have shown up in that, it might have made my day. Also,
I know.
I feel like the Grinch could be the cute Grinch that's on Netflix or like the scary Jim Carrey Grinch.
The Jim Carrey one, I can't really even watch that movie. Like it freaks me out.
My kids don't even like it. Yeah. I don't like it.
And I'm like, the old school Grinch is my very favorite, the old school cartoon. But I like the Netflix one. But it's the one on Netflix that was in theaters too, right?
It was.
Because we went to go see it in the theater. Yeah. It was good too. It was good too. Well, that's the one with the crazy new Cindy Lou Who wig.
Yes. Yeah.
The Grinch movie, the new one, my 3-year-old makes me watch it all year long. So
it's Christmas all the time.
Christmas all the time. I love it.
Word for word.
That's so cute. That's so cute. Okay. So the next few questions are just going to be they're not would you rathers. They're just like fun. So what is your favorite holiday treat?
Okay, so my mom and I make this like Rocky Road fudge every year, and it's pretty easy to make actually, but it's like chocolate and peanut butter and butterscotch, and it has peanuts and marshmallows in it, and it's so good. It's one of those things that I have to tell myself, like, this is only for Christmas, because if I make it any other time of the year, I will just eat it and eat it and eat it and eat it. So it has to be a Christmas treat, because if it's anywhere around, it's gone. It's so good.
Is this like a family secret recipe, or could you share it?
Let's say that it is. No, y'all, this is so funny. So I did make it. Will had a bake sale like a few weeks ago, and it was also his teacher's birthday. So I made like an extra batch for her to take in for her birthday. And she asked Will, like, how does your mom make this? And he was like, oh, it's a secret family recipe.
Oh,
totally not. I can share it. Yeah. I don't know it off the top of my head.
That would be so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Email it to me, and then we'll add it to your fun stuff for this month.
Okay. What is your favorite like winter activity? Are you a skier, or do you have like as a family things that you guys go do for the winter time?
Yeah. So definitely a skier. My dad is like a crazy avid skier and taught me to ski when I was 3. So I have skied all over the world, like everywhere. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. So definitely skiing. And now that we have a vaccine, I'd booked a ski trip. So I'm like, please let us be able to go. Please let us be able to go. So hopefully that will all pan out. We'll see.
Where are you going?
We're going to Deer Valley in Utah. It's like near Park City. It's one of my favorite places. I love it.
It's really pretty.
Very excited. And the whole family's going. My parents are going, and Will's sister and her family are all going. So we all like to ski. So it's really fun. And
that's fun.
Yeah. So we're really excited about it. And Will has 2 boy cousins, like one's a couple years older and one's a year younger. So they have the best time together. So we're hoping it all
That's really nice.
But but I love to ski. But also I live in Beaufort, North Carolina, and it's like 82 degrees today. So sorry for my outfit. It's just really warm, but they do the cutest thing. So there's a flotilla which is like a little boat parade, and all the boats just have all these fun lights on them. And then at the very end of the flotilla, there's a group of women called the Beaufort Oars, and they have one of those big, like rowboats, and they row Santa into the dock, and then Santa has his own like magical house that he's in all Christmas long here. So you can come see him and sit on his lap, and there are reindeer there. And it's super cute. And all the stores downtown like are very serious about their Christmas windows. And it's just like, it's a really sweet place to be. So even just like walking around at night is so fun. It really is. We love living here.
That sounds like it would be a Hallmark movie, doesn't it?
Every time I post something like, we're doing this and they do like, sort of like y'all are doing, it's like the 12 days of Christmas. Yeah. And so every night there's something like really special going on downtown. So there's like the tree lighting, and then there's like this, there are just all these different things every night. And people are always like, you live in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
I know.
That sounds, I would love to live there.
All of that too.
I know.
It's pretty fun. I'm like, and I mean, especially if you're like a little bit Grinchy, you might not be into it, but I am a super Christmas fanatic. So I love it.
Yeah.
No Grinches here.
Mm-hmm. No Grinch.
No Grinches. Okay.
Megan, your turn.
Oh, okay. Is there a book that you read like every year around the holiday time, or is there like a favorite Christmassy book that from just the past that you've enjoyed reading?
Yeah. Well, I mean, definitely The Grinch and The Polar Express. I always read those to Will. And I actually think before we had him, I used to like make Big Will read them with me, my husband. Sorry, they're Big Will and Little
Big Will.
Big Will. But I think he was really thrilled about that. But definitely those. And then there's so many good Christmas books coming out. I just got Debbie Mackimer's new Jingle All the Way, so I'm so excited for that. And Patty Callahan Henry has The Perfect Love Song that was just re-released last year, I think. And I haven't read it. I bought it last year, and I just never, it was just in the craziness. I just didn't get around to reading it. So I'm so excited to read it this year.
Do you make fun? Do you have and do you have like a delineation of I only read holiday books starting?
I don't, but I'm kind of surprised I don't, because I'm such a nerd about like my Christmas movies and stuff. But I just don't think that's, I have a couple things on my list that I still need to blurb that I haven't gotten to yet. And then for Friends in Fiction, we're having it's just like a little Facebook Live show I'm doing with some other authors. And we have so many great author guests that I always want to make sure I've read the author's book that week. And I'm not far enough ahead on those to just read Christmas books. But
how do you keep up? That's so much.
I know.
It's a lot of reading. But it's really good because I think I don't value that time as much as I should. And especially, being a writer, you need to be reading all the time what everybody else is writing and what's going on and things that make you go, oh, wow. So I think it's been really good for me that now I'm like, okay, it's a part of my job. It's something I'm doing all the time. And I know people say they can't read when they write. Sometimes you'll hear authors say that, but I don't know. And maybe it's because, I'm 8 or 9 books in, but I guess I just feel like sort of my voice is my voice, and I don't really feel quite as influenced by what I'm reading, I guess. I don't know.
You listen or actually read?
What?
You like to listen to books? Or
both. I do both. I've been listening a lot less because I listen a lot. Although Megan, you listen when you clean your kitchen at night, don't you? So I started doing that because that was such a good idea. So I do that a little bit, but I haven't been on the road. So that's when I always listen to books. I guess I like a little bit if I walk or something, but I haven't been listening quite as much, but I do love to listen. I like to do both. And there's some books that I tend to always pick nonfiction books on Audible because I like to,
I agree.
I don't know. I like when I'm reading fiction, I want to like really savor the sentences.
Yeah. Well, and in a nonfiction, like it's okay if you miss that one part of like this collective life of someone or
right.
But when I'm listening to fiction, I'm like, oh no, I just spaced out? Did I just miss like the part of the book, that is like unfolding and this character is this important part. So I'm like zoned in when I have to like listen. I have to do something like folding laundry and I'm just like monotonous,
It does make chores go a lot faster though. It definitely does. Yeah.
For sure.
Which is good.
Okay. Last question?
Yeah, the last question. This is I feel like my favorite question, but tell us some of your like holiday traditions.
Okay. So I love holiday traditions for sure. We always so my whole life I'm from Salisbury. And so on Christmas Eve, my mom would always have this like really, beautiful dinner, and it's always the same menu, which I love. And then on Christmas Day, we'd go to my grandparents' house, and it was my whole family, all my aunts and uncles and cousins and, everybody. And it's so fun just to like be together. And so we still do that. Although my mom, lucky mom, hosts Christmas Eve and Christmas Day now. So she gets to do both. But the funny thing about Christmas Eve is that I just started when I was little. Like anybody that I like didn't think was gonna have their family for Christmas or whatever, I would just invite them to Christmas Eve. Like, so we would have all sit around the table, and it would be like some of our family and then some of like just super random people.
You're brave.
And it was really fun. So
I wish I was that brave.
Like,
people like I knew. It wasn't like, random like strangers in the mall or something. But But yeah, so that was always really fun. So we do that. And then now the weekend before Christmas, we do Christmas with my husband's family. And we go to Charleston because his cousin lives there. And we do like the meals at their house, but we all usually stay at a hotel together. And it's just fun. It's just fun.
That's
you
fun.
guys do matching PJs or waffles?
Okay, so we don't do matching PJs, but my mom always, so we do presents with our family on Christmas Eve, and then Santa comes Christmas Day. And so my mom always gets me Christmas PJs. And so I always get little Christmas PJs too. So that's definitely a Christmas Eve tradition. But we don't wear like the matching family PJs. So
not a matching. We don't do either, but we do PJs.
Yeah. I mean, we do them, but we just don't match.
Yeah, it's hard for me to be okay wearing like thermal long sleeve sleeves and pants. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so, I don't know. I'm particular of my pajamas, so I'd rather get my pajamas that I want.
Although it was fun.
I like to do matching for my kids.
My dad got us all Snuggies one year, which was kind of fun.
Oh,
you remember Snuggies?
Okay, we're gonna need a picture of that.
Of course, yes.
I have
evidence
and the recipe. The Niluhu wig, the Snuggies, the recipe. We need all sorts of things.
We need a full list. Okay, well that was so much fun. So the book that you're going to be giving away, tell us about that.
Okay, so it is my new book, Under the Southern Sky. It's coming out April 20th, 2021. Y'all, I'm so excited about this book. Like I cannot even tell you. It's been on my brain for 5 years, just in different iterations. And I just am so excited to see it come out in the world. But it is about a woman who's an investigative journalist who inadvertently discovers that some embryos that her childhood friend froze with his deceased wife have been deemed abandoned. So basically at this point, anything could kind of happen to them. Mm-hmm. So she's put in the position of having to tell him, of course, and then he has to decide what to do with these embryos that are, you know, the last remaining piece of this woman that he loves so much. And so the story is told from Amelia, who is the journalist, and Parker, who is her childhood friend, and then Elizabeth, who is Amelia's good Southern meddling mama. And then we get to see little bits and pieces of Greer, who's the late wife, through her journal entries. And so everybody in this book has a secret, and all of the secrets sort of unravel as the book goes on. And none of them really have anything to do with the embryos, but they all affect what ends up happening to them in the end.
Wow.
Okay. I know. I'm like, well, that's an amazing book. Yeah.
So I'm like, even just when you first started talking, I was like, that's so interesting because I've never thought of that.
I'm sure it happens all the time.
Well, and that's
like
what actually
abandoned.
Yeah. Well, that's what sparked the idea for the story, is that one of my friends was pregnant with twins, and that she and her husband had with IVF. And she came to me, and this was a few years ago. So things weren't now, you know, this is like a really big deal. Like people have provisions in their wills for their embryos, and they didn't really, that wasn't as much of a thing then because it was a little bit newer that it was so common. And she was like, oh my gosh, we have to decide what to do with all these embryos. And, you know, to some people it would just be like, we'll get rid of them, no big deal. But to her, like, they're her babies, you know? So it was a really big deal. And she said, this is, a lot of people are going to be dealing with this, and you should write a book about it. And so it was on my brain for a long time. And I knew I wanted to write about it, but I didn't know exactly what the story was going to be. And so I just thought, you know, having someone that's gone is a big deal. And then I did lots of research and and there are just hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of embryos that are, you know, discarded all over the world now, that are, you know, they're not being paid for freezer space, but there's a lot of, you know, ethical dilemma around what do you do with these, because are they life? Are they not life? Should a doctor have the authority to make a decision about what happens to them if the parents can't be contacted? You know, what are all these things? So I think it's something that we're definitely going to be hearing a lot more about, but but I love it. I'm so excited for it to come out.
Can you tell us
That's so great.
about, so if there's, you know, some people in here who maybe haven't read one of your books yet, like what can they expect from picking up one of your books?
Well, I tend to write, they're usually set in the South. They're always set in the South, not usually. They, thus far, have always been set in the South, usually. But, you know, there are other places in there as well, but by and large, they're set in the South. And I love to write about families. I love family drama, family saga. And then my last book, Feels Like Falling, was more of a friendship story than really, you know, a family drama. But I think that there are books that you can read a lot of different ways. You know, I'll have some people say, oh, that was a really light beach read. And then I'll have some people say, oh my gosh, that book really helped me get over the loss of my mom. You know, there are things like, I think there's stories that have lots of layers to them. So you can read them here or you can read them here and kind of be happy either way. I am a big fan of a happy ending, or at least a satisfying one. I don't like to leave people in the lurch or leave them hanging. Although I did write the Peachtree Bluff series, and I will say, there's some cliffhangers there. So
you have to read the full series.
You have to read the whole series. Right. That's the caveat. Yeah. But I love writing
which is great. I love those
too. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I love multi-generational stories. I like to see lots of generations of family. I love to write grandmothers and granddaughters and mothers and daughters and fathers and all kinds of stuff. So, but although this is my first male protagonist. There are 3 female protagonists too, but it's my first male protagonist. So scary.
Like, I feel like there's so many people on here who are going to be ready to order it after hearing you talk about it.
Well,
I know.
I'm ready, guys. I'm ready.
Yeah. We're going to link it, so don't worry about it. But we're so thankful that you could come and just chat with us about the holidays and just important things that you and your family do, and your book, and we're so excited for you. So we're just so happy that you could join us for this. And
thank y'all for having me. I'm so honored, and it makes me so excited. I feel like I'm in the holiday spirit now. I watched The Holiday last night just to prep for this. Did you really?
Right.
So weird.
Yeah. It was so good.
I did it. You should have gave me the memo. I'm so left out.
Sorry, Megan. I know. We should have told you. We could have done a buddy watch. Is that a thing?
Oh, man. It has to be. Yeah. Anyway, well, we will talk to you. I'm sure we will talk to you soon. But happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Kristy.
Bye.
Guys.